Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our EAFC 25 career mode here with Southampton. We are returning today off the back of our biggest win in the save after we demolished Leicester City 7-0 at St Mary's towards the end of the previous episode. In today's video we'll be heading through to the January transfer window as we take on Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park to close out December. We've got the FA Cup third round away against Stevenage, more big games in the Premier League, including last year's champions Chelsea away at the Bridge, and also match days 7 and 8 of the Champions League as we look to qualify in the top 8 and head straight through to the last 16. So lots of games to crack on with. Let's dive into our very first of the episode as we travel to Glasnow's Eagles. Come on, you Saints. So kicking off today's episode, as I say, on the back of that ridiculous win against Leicester 7-0. I mean, as I said during that video, it just doesn't happen in FC 25. I've never had a result like that, not in a competitive league game anyway, as Chaibi goes down straight from the off. This guy is cursed, man. He is just cursed with injuries. He's never going to be the player that we wanted him to be. Ah, man, he's still down. I cannot believe that. But yeah, Marcus Leonardo actually left on the bench today. Pretty tired after that victory against Leicester. So Cameron Archer back in from the off, leading the line. And I'm looking to him to score the goals today. Yeah, not the greatest start to the episode, this. Tough game in the rainy conditions at Selhurst Park. And we've not been able to get anything going on the attack and just really struggling with the conditions, man. It's so difficult playing in the rain, but it's the way it should be. It makes the game so much harder, and to be honest, I think at the moment the best we could hope for is a 0-0 draw. We've not been good out there tonight. Well, there's the whistle, and the 0-0 draw is exactly what we're going to get. Not a very exciting start to today's episode. A really, really poor game in the rain at Selhurst Park. Just couldn't get anything going on the attack in that game. Really struggled and didn't even create any chances for that man Cameron Archer. A point on the board, I'll take it, but I said at the beginning we've got to turn the draws into wins, and that's what we failed to do here at Selhurst Park. And as we get back to the menus, let's see how bad that injury was for Chaibi. Marshall's gone out on loan. It's another broken toe for Chaibi. This man is cursed. You know, there are some players that are just cursed and they're so unlucky with injury. Chaibi is one of those players, man. Down with a broken toe again. And I think that will bring his total time that he's been out since he's been at the club up to 10 months in 2 years. That is absolutely insane. So we'll be without him for the next game and for the next 3 months. Jumping into the next one away at Stevenage in the FA Cup third round. Hoping for an easy progression with a backup side. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, apologies guys if there's a little bit of a kick clash in this game. It's pink and red, so I'm hoping it's not going to be that bad as Connor Cox hits the woodwork. But yeah, at least on my monitor it looks like there might be a little bit of a kick clash with the red shorts, but I'm hoping it's not going to be too bad. It's Gomez finds Elliot Cole. Still looking for his first goal for the club, and he's not going to find it here, but he will win a spot kick for us in what's been a promising start. We'll have the chance from 12 yards to give ourselves the lead. And the youngsters picked up the ball. Connor Cox wants it. Connor Cox gets it. And Connor Cox scores it as well. His first domestic goal this season, coming in the FA Cup, giving him the nod again tonight and delivering another goal, albeit from the spot, but this kid knows where the back of the net is. Don't score a lot of goals from set pieces, but we've got a corner here. It's just over the head of Cox. It'll fall for Walker Peters. Oh, it's off the woodwork, and Fellows can't follow in the rebound. Turner into Downs. Oh, it's a lovely ball forward. And Fellows across the box for Connor Cox. And there is the second. Well, we've had loads of chances to grab the second goal. We've not been able to take them, but finally Connor Cox grabs his second of the game, and that will see Southampton through to the fourth round of the Cup. Easy victory in the end, but we didn't half make hard work of it. Well, heading back to matters in the Premier League, where Arsenal have leapfrogged us, although we do have the game in hand. It's getting so tight as we head into the second half of the Premier League season. But, of course, into the January transfer window as well, we've had lots of bids for key players, but I'm not looking to sell anyone during this window, and we probably won't bring anyone in either. We have had Shane Malcolm, the Scottish keeper, return from loan, so I'll probably look to send him out on another 6-month loan until the end of the season, as he's just not going to play here. But yeah, jumping into our next game, not a South Coast derby as we take on Brighton at St Mary's, looking to return to the top of the Premier League and move 2 points clear of Arsenal. Come on, you Saints. Free kick here, Camavinga to float it in. Solé looks to get his head to it. Taylor's going to win that, and Gordon drills it out to Mohamed Kudus. Lovely feet. I see Gordon on the edge again. Lots of bodies in the way, but it doesn't matter. What a signing this man has been. Anthony Gordon with another goal for the Saints. Bodies in the way, but it doesn't matter as he rifles it through the crowd and into the back of the net to give us a lead. What a hit. Gruder down the right for Brighton. We've kept them quiet so far in this first half, but that's a nice move. Gruder back to Hernandez. And now Manuel Locatelli. Nice move this. Oh, what a save by Muric. Right at the end of the first half. A first half that's been very quiet. Very few chances and no action since the goal. But that's what the best keepers do. They keep focused, stay in the game, even when they've not been called upon. That's a big save by the Kosovan. Camavinga drills that out to Kudus. Now Yusuf back to Camavinga. It's a really nice build-up from the Saints. Stein steps away, finds Marcus Leonardo, tight angle, and he flashes it just wide. That was a brilliant Southampton move from back to front, and Marcus Leonardo just wide of the post with the finish. And now Stein fires it into Marcus Leonardo, and Camavinga to Gordon. Lovely build-up. Anthony Gordon has his effort deflected, and a mixture of defender and goalkeeper get it behind for the corner. Just searching for that second goal to give us the cushion. It's swung into Yusuf, his header deflected, and Trubin will claim. Still lots to play for in the last 25 minutes as we look to grind out the victory. Well, as we enter the 90th minute again, not the greatest of games, but it looks as if we are going to grind this out here on the South Coast. Scored early through this man, Anthony Gordon, and we've just held on to what we had, and that does look as if it will do it. Gordon's shot deflected, and it's out of play, and that is going to do it. Not the prettiest of wins, but a win nonetheless for the Saints. And this is what we couldn't do against Crystal Palace in the rain. Another win on the board and a return to top spot for the Saints as we look to keep the chasing pack at bay. Well, as we get back to the menus before jumping into this next game against Gary O'Neill's Wolves side as a bid comes in for Muric, no way I'm accepting that. We will find out our opponents for the FA Cup fourth round, where we'll be taking on Gillingham at home. Should be a comfortable win that, as it's another EFL side looking to defend our FA Cup, of course, and the longer we can keep facing EFL sides, the better. Looks as if quite a few of the big boys out of the competition as well. In fact, where are they all? Oh, they're all on the final page. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, a great chance to make it to the fifth round. But our attention remains on the Premier League, taking on Gary O'Neill's Wolves side once again at home at St Mary's, looking to keep up our good run of form and keep Arsenal at bay. Starting to pull away a little bit from the rest of the sides below us, who are all quite clustered together. So another win here will certainly help that. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, no Marcus Leonardo for us again today, but the sun is out and I'm trusting Cameron Archer. He's got a great record against Wolves. We discussed it when we faced them at Molineux earlier on in the season. He loves facing Wolves. He's got a great record and I'm trusting him again to do the business. And look at the space for Anthony Gordon out wide on the left. Gordon, who scored our match winner last time out. Gordon to the byline, hangs it up. Kudus is going to win that, knocks it down for Sem Stein. His shot blocked. Sem wins the header though. Kudus stands it up again looking for Marcus. And now Stein again. And this time tipped away by Hermansen. Great early pressure from the Saints. All that's missing is that breakthrough goal as Sole's header into the ground. Totti has to be careful and isn't. And Sem Stein across to Cam. And he gets his obligatory goal against Wolverhampton Wanderers. But what is Totti doing at the back there for the visitors? They've been in the game 5 minutes away from the break and gives the ball away in a dangerous position. Unselfish from Stein, who knows that Cam's in a better position to finish it off. And the Saints lead just before the break. Yeah, 10 minutes into the second half, it's still leading by 1 thanks to Cameron Archer's goal. And it's not been a flurry of goals in today's episode like we saw in the previous one. But Southampton just showing that there's all kinds of ways to win. Sometimes we'll be dominant and we'll score plenty of goals. Sometimes we will just have to grind it out. And that's exactly what we're doing in today's episode. Just grinding it out. Well, I think that's going to do it as we enter stoppage time. Stein has it. There's Gordon through the gap to Cam, who wraps it up for Southampton. We've had to grind it out, but Cameron Archer, he loves playing against Wolves. Probably the side he scored most against in the whole of this save. Seals it with the dagger right at the death, and it's back-to-back wins in the Premier League for the Saints, who will be moving back to the top of the table and hopefully moving clear of the Gunners. Great result this. Well, a great win in the Premier League to keep us clear at the top, but Arsenal continue to win and remain just 2 points behind, with Liverpool 6 behind us starting to go on a bit of a run. But our attention turning to the Champions League here, match day 7 of the league phase, where a win here I believe will all but guarantee a top 8 finish in the league phase for the second year in a row. Of course, we topped it last year, and with 2 home games remaining, I wouldn't be surprised if we are up there once again this season. Lazio at home at St Mary's with a pretty rotated side. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, trusting the kids once more in the Champions League. They've got us this far. I trust them to get us through the league phase as well. Connor Cox starting up top. Once again, he scored 2 earlier on today in the FA Cup, and we already know he's got, is it 3 goals in the Champions League this season? I think it's 3, and yeah, hoping to add to his tally here. Sole, that's brilliant defending. Now Cole fires it into Turner, who takes the ball in his stride. St Maximin to Cox. Did he stay onside? Yes, he did. Now Cole finds St Maximin. And Cox on the left peg, denied. That's much better from the Saints, as Cox forces the first real save of the game out of the Lazio shot stopper. Nice football this from Lazio. Ball through. And the shot from the edge comfortably saved by Muric. It's all either team can really muster up at the moment. Nobody able to create anything more clear cut, and yeah, at the moment we look destined for a 0-0 draw here in the rain at St Mary's. Unless somebody can make themselves a hero. Cox through to Turner. Had to check and then couldn't return the ball to Cox. This game's got 0-0 written all over it. Turner. Camavinga! No, we're not destined for a 0-0. This man once again with an absolute cracker. He's played every game in the Premier League and the Champions League so far this season, and that's because he is just a cut above the rest. Eduardo Camavinga, when we need somebody to step up, He is the man, rifles it into the top corner and looks to have sent us to the last 16 of the Champions League again. And there is the whistle at St Mary's, and Southampton grinding it out once again. We talked about it earlier on, showing that we have different ways that we can win. Grinding it out, just the one goal again separating the sides. And that man's strike from around 20-25 yards into the top corner is enough to see us into the last 16 of the Champions League. Buzzing with that. Well, we're just going to keep the momentum train rolling, jumping into our next game. Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. Last year's Premier League champions, but with 9 defeats on the board this season. We know they had a lot of change during the summer. It already looks as if they are out of the title race, being down in 9th place. But Arsenal well and truly in the title race, and a big clash for them as they take on high-flying Fulham, with Liverpool hosting Brighton at Anfield. Looking to keep our gap at the top. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, of course, Chelsea are trying to defend their Premier League crown here, but miles off the pace, and you know, there's still a long way to go, but it would have to be one hell of a run if they are to retain it this season. And I discussed in the intro, they lost a lot of players in the summer. Cole Palmer left to Juventus. Fede Valverde left to AC Milan. And whilst they've brought in some decent players, Kulusevski on the ball here wearing Cole Palmer's number 20. Yeah, they're not the same team as they were last year. You can tell that by the results they've had. And yeah, at the moment, Southampton in pole position to claim their title, and a big win here on their own ground would certainly put us in good stead to do so, heading into the final sort of 20 games of the season or so. Oh, Kudus pinches that back, and on the move there, away from Javi Guerra, and still Kudus, what a run, and still Mohamed Kudus. Couldn't pick out the Brazilian Leonardo, so tried to catch out Jorgensen. Gordon's ball in is a dangerous one. Camavinga goes up. As Camavinga steps away from Lavia. Camavinga, surely not again! Eduardo Camavinga. What a player. And the Frenchman makes it 2-2. Pretty identical goal. This one not quite as much in the top bins as his strike against Lazio, but it's got enough to take it past the reach of Jorgensen. And a big, big goal for the Saints, who lead against last year's champions. Stein picks up the ball and finds Marcus. And Kudus, flag stays down. Mohamed Kudus pegs it back for Semstein, who's hit it straight at Jorgensen. Good chance that just wouldn't quite sit down for him, and still we lead by 1. Chelsea haven't offered too much. It's been Nico Williams who's looked most likely to create anything for them, but as always, we've defended really well, as again we just look to grind out the narrow victory. Lavia, ball forward, Javi Guerra from range. Oh, Muric had to tip it over. Looked like it didn't have a lot of pace on it. That shot came from out of nowhere. Might have caught Muric by surprise, as, well, that's a strange corner routine. And Muric claims pretty comfortably. Again, just looking to slow things down and grind out the victory here at the Bridge. Taking it game by game and win by win. Chelsea looking for one more late chance. Oscar forward to Williams, and Javi Guerra through to Nico. And Nico Jackson finds Oscar, and Muric with the save. And that should do it as Livramento clears into touch. Grinding it out, man. What do I keep saying? Another narrow win by just a goal to nil, but it's what the best teams do. They find a way to win even when they're not at their best. And on the ground of the team that I support, Southampton come to the Bridge and claim all 3 points thanks to that man, Eduardo Camavinga. Another man of the match display by the Frenchman, and what a signing he was in the summer. All well. Before heading into our next game, we see Shane Malcolm, the young Scottish goalkeeper, heading out on loan to Brentford. I quite like that one. Hopefully getting some game time in the Premier League at the Bees. But we will jump into match day 8 of the Champions League phase. We are now guaranteed to finish in a top 8 place as well. Currently sat top of the league table and looking to remain there for a first place finish for 2 years running in the Champions League. What a record that would be. Again, lots of changes as we host RB Leipzig in match day 8. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, another game in the rain here. This could be another slog of a game. And RB Leipzig need the win to try and make it into one of the playoff places. Oh, that's a dangerous ball. And Stein lifts it out to Edozie. Oh, what a little flick that is by Edozie. And Vaughan can bring it away. That might come for Connor Cox, who takes it on first time and gets it all wrong. That would have been a brilliant goal off the little flick from Edozie. And I think Cunha's going to go in the book for that one. Oh, it's off. Oh, he's off. Oh, my goodness. Well, it's been an awful game. I mean, that's a yellow card tackle, isn't it? I just had a feeling with the way the crowd sort of cheered and the way the ref came over, I had a feeling it might be a red, but then I was like, no, it's just going to be a yellow. But no, the ref pulls out the red card. Big surprise that. I thought a yellow would have sufficed. And just before the break, Leipzig, who need the win, down to 10 men. Well, that should make our job a little bit easier. And now Edozie and Vaughan again. Edozie, nice football. Connor Cox couldn't get his shot away. And that will do it for the first half. Leipzig now down to 10 men. You'd think it will be all one-way traffic in this second half, but it's just a question of whether we can find the breakthrough. Ball through, shot comes in, Muric forced into the stop. And Leipzig proving that they will still cause a threat. And they've taken the lead as well. I think it's Elmas who gets the run on Van Dijk, who is normally so good in those aerial battles, but he's just slow to get there. Elmas gets there in front of him and heads it down into the bottom of the net. No chance for Muric. And the visitors, who need a win, despite being down to 10 men, do take the lead here at St Mary's. Oh, Van Dijk caught on it again. Ball through. Elmas again. What a brilliant run by Elmas. And this time Muric denies him. Big save by the Kosovan. But Leipzig just looking like they want it more at the moment. Probably knowing that they need it more than us, as Muric makes another more comfortable save on this occasion. Might need to look to my bench for some reinforcements here. Oh, what a turn. Elmas has been insane tonight. What a brilliant little assist that will be. El Canu shoots and Muric turns it away once again. Despite being down to 10 men, fair play to Leipzig because they have not stopped going. Stein picks up the loose ball. Zambo. Space to drive into. Brilliant run by Zambo on Gisa. Denied. What would have been his first goal for the club. Oh, Camavinga's just gone down. That is a worry. And that looked like more than just a bruise for Camavinga as St Maximin goes on. Pulls it back for Cam. What a terrible finish. Well, I think our winning run is going to come to an end unless we can find a late goal, as we've just been fouled again as Stein couldn't play the ball through. And that is going to do it. A bit of a dead rubber for us, but it does mean that our winning streak comes to an end. And RB Leipzig may have done enough. Oh, what a save, Muric, to send themselves through to the playoff round. Disappointing not to finish the campaign unbeaten, and it will probably knock us off top spot. And we're through to the last 16 regardless, but my main concern is that injury to Eduardo Camavinga. Well, as we get back to the menus, let's see how bad the injury is for Eduardo. Oh, thank goodness for that. Just a bruise. He'll be out for 5 days and will miss our final clash of the episode as we host Brentford at St Mary's. But before we get there, I do just want to take a quick look at the final Champions League standings. So we finished 5th in the end. Couldn't do it unbeaten, and yeah, a pretty decent return for us. 5 wins, 2 draws, and just that 1 defeat against RB Leipzig. You can see the top 8 there, and in the playoffs, did RB Leipzig make it? I assume they did, yes, with that victory. So yeah, at least we got RB Leipzig in there. We were just giving them the win that they needed to qualify. So yeah, we'll have to wait until probably the next episode to find out who it is we will face in the last 16. But Southampton through in 5th place. So we'll close out the episode with this clash here against Brentford, and then transfer deadline day, where, as I've already discussed, we won't be making any moves. We've got 20 million quid in the budget, but we don't need to make any signings, and I'm not looking to sell anyone either. So looking to close out the episode with a bounce back victory to remain top of the Premier League. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, rain's been pouring once again at St Mary's, and no Eduardo Camavinga for us today, as Marcus Leonardo looking to get on the end of that. No Camavinga, so Flynn Downs comes in to the team. But yeah, I still got faith. We need to end the episode with a win, but Brentford are a bit of a strange team for us to face. We've had a mixed bag of results. We've had some really good results against them throughout the course of the save, and some pretty poor losses as well. So you never really know what you're going to get when we face Brentford. Tino into Yusuf, and Downs into Sem Stein. Round the corner for Marcus Leonardo, who for once didn't get it right. He's had a quiet episode today. He did really, really well in the previous one. That double hat-trick against Leicester as Yusuf. Oh, what a save. Stein finds Gordon, and Anthony Gordon. No foul, ref? No? Okay. Whatever you say. Gordon goes down, and, well, again, we're just hoping that that's nothing too serious. Downs, great little toe in, but I'm really struggling in the conditions out there today. Just cannot get anything going, and starting to get frustrated, guys. It's just not been our day. Yeah, 15 to play, guys, and sorry to sound a little bit defeatist, but I'm just not feeling like we're going to get anything more than a point here today. Conditions really, really tough, and I've just not played well enough, and if anything, we might end up losing it. Don't you dare. Pulisic, what a save by Muric. And there it is, a poor result to end the episode. So frustrating, guys. I'm sorry I couldn't get the win. And that is going to allow Arsenal right back into the title race. I tell you, man, the sort of theme of this episode has been grinding it out, and we couldn't do it in the final game of the episode. And it's these weather conditions. It makes it so much harder to play this year's game. And it's not a terrible thing. It should be harder to play in the rain and the wind. But honestly, it's so frustrating, man. Another 0-0, and we couldn't find a way through Brentford's backline. Well, as we reach deadline day to close out today's episode, you can see loads of offers coming in, but let's see how bad the injuries are as well. Camavinga's returning, and Gordon, yep, 3-month broken toe. Man, that is harsh on Anthony Gordon. I mean, St Maximin was brilliant for us last season. If we quickly just take a look at the stats, St Maximin was brilliant for us last year, but Anthony Gordon so far this season, 10 goals and 6 assists. He has been absolutely fantastic on that left-hand side. And calling on St Maximin, whose figures this season, to be fair, aren't really reflective because most of those games have come from the bench. Only the 3 assists, but I'm confident bringing St Maximin in. You know, he was brilliant for us last year. it's just such a shame to be losing Anthony Gordon. But what can you do? We're going to quickly whiz through transfer deadline day, where, as I've said, there won't be any incomings, there won't be any outgoings. So we'll take a look at the biggest deals of the window to close out the episode. Well, I said there wasn't going to be any deals, and there won't be, but a huge bid from Bayern Munich of all teams for Connor Cox. This kid is special, and he is going to make it on the world stage one day. I'm going to be turning it down for now, as we are one of Europe's biggest clubs at the moment, but Bayern Munich coming in for the youngster. Well, guys, that will do it for transfer deadline day. Quite a quiet one in January. Rooney Bardghji, I think it's pronounced, heading to the Premier League from Lille to join up with Leicester City. Levi Colwill has left Chelsea to join Barcelona for just over 40 million. And Kalulu leaving the Serie A to join up with Brentford. So those are the top deals of January as we sim through the final hour. As I say, I've got no issues bringing anyone in. Even with Gordon going down, I don't feel the need to bring anyone in. And that will do it for today's video, guys. We'll be back in the next episode as we'll take on Gillingham in the FA Cup fourth round. More big games in the Premier League as well. With just 14 games to go, Arsenal, now draw level on points with us. We are clear of them by just one goal difference, being superior. Liverpool 6 points behind us, and Fulham 9 points behind us. So it does look as if it's starting to narrow down to ourselves and Arsenal, who have identical records this season. We're just starting to slow up a little bit, and Arsenal right on our tail. So lots to come in the next episode with more big games in the Premier League. I'll catch you for it very soon, guys. Take care and peace.